Morning, everybody. Got a little loadout I want to do on my bag that I carry with me every day. This is a South Wire. I got it at Lowe's. It's a nice bag. It's packed with full of tools. You know, the bigger the bag, the more stuff you put in there. I got this bag because it's smaller. And the complex that I used to work at a complex that had about 78 units. And that was up on roofs maybe 2 or 3 times a week, fixing air conditioners. So a bigger tote was okay. Now I'm in a complex that got 470 units, and this is Arizona, and this is the middle of summer. So I'm up on roofs 2 or 3 times a day at least. So I had to get a smaller bag. And it turns out this bag does everything I need as far as electrical, appliance repair. This is a disclaimer too. I am an HVAC certified, but not just an HVAC technician. I mean, those guys are different. Their setup's different. And they got some tools I don't have, and I have some tools they won't have because they're not fixing, dishwashers and stuff like that. Some of them may, but most of them are not. So my tool bag is more for a maintenance man that does HVAC, not an HVAC technician that does that every day. We do, of course, we do change compressors and all that, but none of those tools are here. I have those separate. But anyways, this is a tool loadout that I'm doing. Hopefully you guys like it. If you guys like these type of videos, if you can, go ahead and subscribe. I've got some videos coming up. I'm refrigerator repairs, stove repairs, dishwasher repairs, stuff like that. I just changed company, so right now I'm kind of slow on doing videos because, well, I don't know what their policies are. So this video I'm doing here at home, I built myself a little room for videos. So anyways, go ahead and watch my video if you can, and have a great day. Okay, so this is it. This is the bag. South Wire. I got it at Lowe's. It's pretty packed, but this is the bag that I'm using as my everyday maintenance bag. Even though I have other totes that have some plumbing stuff and some drills, different types of drills and stuff like that, this is the one I'm using on a daily basis. I got it originally just for HVAC, but it turns out that most of the maintenance work that I do involves most of these tools. All right, so we're gonna start unpacking it. First thing is, of course, my drill. I always like to have a drill with me. It just makes things a lot faster. I can take screws off and panels and all that. I got my impact drill. Of course, I carry a 12-volt Milwaukee because this is the lightest one. A really good battery, really, really good torque. I love this drill. It's a drill that I use every day. Every day, I use it a lot. Gets a lot of use. That's my first thing. Then I also carry my flashlight with me. This is the only thing that's really kind of big and bulky in my bag that I could probably change for something smaller. But the reason I carry this is because I have the extra battery with me all the time in case my battery dies out or I forgot to charge it. So of course they use the same battery, and it's a very good light that's adjustable. It's got a magnet, fits under a sink. I can attach it to a metal unit. So that's why I carry this light, and it's not really that big. I could get something for half the size of this that would work. But in this case, I have the extra battery with me all the time, and I have a very good light. So that's why I carry this light, and I love it. Okay, moving on. I've got always a notebook. I always gotta write down temperatures inside of an apartment. Even the apartment number, because by the time I get up on the roof, I forget there's 470 units. So I don't remember if it was 2132 or 3221 or what apartment I'm on. So I write down the apartment number or the temperatures or whatever I got to write down here. So I always carry a little notebook with me. My multimeter, of course, got to use this every day. Every single day I use it. I can read my capacitors, test capacitors, amperage, voltage, temperatures. This is a tool that I carry with me every single day, and I use it. I do repair a lot of refrigerators and stoves and dishwashers, and for all that, you're going to need, of course, a multimeter. I always carry that with me. This is something I have to have with me all the time. I'm gonna clarify something. I'm not a necessarily a. Of course, I am certified, but I'm not. I don't just do HVAC. Guys that do HVAC for a living, they're gonna have different tools, and they're not gonna carry some tools that I carry, and they're gonna carry other tools that I may not be carrying. But that's all they do is HVAC, and I'm not claiming I'm as good as them or nothing like that. But I do okay as a maintenance man doing HVAC. So that's my multimeter. Now we're going to our screwdrivers. This is the only regular screwdriver that I carry with me, of course, but it's insulated. This is the only regular because this is what I deactivate capacitors with. This is my little pry bar that I use. Sometimes the panels are stuck together and you got to pry them open. This is just a great screwdriver that I carry with me. The tip broke one time and I had to kind of fix it, but it's a good screwdriver. Then I've got my electrician screwdriver. This is for wall plates, stuff like that I take off really fast, put back on. Instead of taking out the drill all the time, I can really fast take off a screw, put them back in. Somebody's already sending messages. It's only 6:30 in the morning, but I'm doing this video this morning, and hopefully I can edit it and put it out there today. I've got my this is my insulated screwdriver. This is a true insulated. We got split systems where I work at, and a lot of the times they're low on freon, so I can't leave the air handler running, the compressor and everything running. So I just have to leave the fan running. And then when I get up to the roof, I gotta press a contactor to charge it or check it or see what's going on, because if I leave it running, the whole AC, by the time I get up there, the compressor might protect itself. So I do have to press a contactor every time. And this is a good screwdriver because if I get a little distracted or something and I'm pressing that contactor, I should be okay. So I carry this screwdriver with me all the time. Then I got my 9-in-1. This is my regular everyday screwdriver that I use. It's got different tips, square tips for electricity and stuff like that. So this is a great tool that I carry with me all the time. Of course, I got for example, let's say I needed a longer screwdriver. I carry with me a 6-inch extension that I could always use on this screwdriver if I had to. Well, maybe not, but I do have regular tips, flat and Phillips tips that I can turn this into a longer screwdriver if I had to, and this would work. And I can use one of my regular drill bits, tips. I've got my 90-degree. This thing's great. It's a DeWalt. Works great. I don't carry a little stubby screwdriver, but I can just put a short little tip on this thing, and I can get into really tight spaces. Take off some screws, put them back on. I love it. Sometimes on package units, you use these a lot, especially when they're gas packs. So we use these a lot. Got my channel locks. Gotta use these every day. Like I said, I use my bag for a lot of different, work orders. So unfortunately, this is also my hammer. If I got to pound on something or knock something out, this is what I use. We all hate using our tools as hammers, but if there's a tool I'm gonna have to use, it's this, because I don't want to carry a hammer with me, of course. So it's okay. I mean, it could take a beating or give a beating, whatever. This is my regular lineman pliers. Also, I use this as a hammer sometimes because this is a pretty strong tool. I don't carry with me any big dikes or nothing like that, because if I gotta do some wire cutting, I can do them with these. I don't carry any crimpers. I mean, I don't have enough room. So if I gotta crimp some wire, I can use this. This works. I got a brush, a cheapo brush, but I guess sometimes I gotta clean spider webs or clean the top of a compressor to see what amperage I need, and different things. Sometimes you do a little work order, you gotta do some cleanup. Always gotta have a brush. Sorry about that. I got also a metal brush, cleaning contacts. Sometimes contacts get really dirty, you gotta clean them. So you always got to have one of these. Tops of the compressors, you can't read the numbers anymore. Plates, you can do a lot of cleaning with that. I carry a crescent wrench, little one, not a big one. I don't really do a lot of mechanic work, so this is fine for me. I mean, I can't carry all the sizes and different wrenches, so I carry this one. It's not very big, but if I have to do anything bigger, I've got some bigger ones in my truck that I can always go get. But this is mainly what I'll use, these sizes. I don't use too many bigger sizes. I also got this little tool. It's kind of a little channel lock, but it's great because it can fit in a lot of different little spaces that a bigger tool can't fit, and I love it. Under sinks, stuff like that. This is a good little tool. Magnet. We always need a magnet. One of the most common things that I find is garbage disposals are stuck. For some reason, there's always a screw in there. If it's a coin, then I got to get it with something else. But if it's a screw, most of the time I get them with this. Sometimes it's a screw, or sometimes it's broken glass or stuff like that. I've got my wire cutters, strippers. This is my needle nose also that I use. I mean, it's not really a needle nose, but it works. I've got some needle nose pliers somewhere else, but this will work for most of what I do. I do have a bucket that I use specifically for plumbing. That's got different tools. I've got these little tiny little die cutters. They're cheap. They're really cheap. I mostly use them for low voltage wires and for these zip ties. I'm always putting zip ties on loose wires up on the units. So these are good because these will cut these pretty good. I've got a little plastic, I don't know what you would call this thing, but this is in case I'm cleaning something that's live. I hate working on live electricity, but sometimes you have to, or moving a wire, and you don't want to electrocute yourself. I got this little non-conductive plastic tool, and it works pretty good. Sometimes I gotta make sure it's making good contact and just move it around a little bit. So I got that little thing with me. Of course, everybody knows what this is. Everybody that does maintenance. Of course, HVAC guys are not gonna carry this tool. This is for seized garbage disposals, quarter inch, Allen wrench. I use this a lot. Like I said, this is the bag that I use for most of my work orders. And one of the most common things is this right here, stuck garbage disposals. They always say it's a clogged sink. You get there and, of course, the garbage disposal doesn't work and the sink is not clogged. It's the garbage disposal that's not working. I've got a little set of Allen wrenches. I don't use these too much. Once in a while I gotta use them, so I carry them with me. Core valve remover. That's a little cheapo, but does the job. Sometimes I get up on a unit and I see all this oil coming out of the shredders, and I know that either they're damaged or loose. Got a marker. Each time I go up on a unit, I open the panel and mark what apartment it is. Sometimes I gotta count apartments and figure out what units, what apartment. I always mark them. Either me or the next guy is gonna appreciate it when they go up there next time. Got a little screwdriver for thermostats and cores. Use this thing a lot. Gotta carry with me. Got a service wrench. I don't use this a lot because by the time if I'm gonna be doing a major repair, like changing a compressor, something like that, it's a whole different set of tools that I'm gonna be. I'll use these, but I'm gonna need some more tools. But I carry it just in case that for some reason I gotta recover the system back into the condenser or something. The Freon back into condenser. If I find a big leak or something, well, I have access to this. I have it with me. It's not doesn't occupy that much space. I've got my a voltage tester, and it's also a thermometer. But I never use these thermometers at the light. I don't like them. It does high and low voltage, so it's always good to know if it's live or not. Of course, it's not the only method I use. I've got my multimeter, but this helps, makes things a little faster. Let's see what else I got. I broke my good thermometer that reads wet bulb and all that. And during lunch on Friday, I had to go buy this little thing. Of course, I can read the temperature coming out of the register, and then the return with this air temperatures. A lot of people use the light, but with the light, you're only shooting the actual register, the metal part, so you can't really read the temperature of the air that's flowing through there. And this thing does. Of course, I can put a sock over it, and a wet sock, and figure out wet bulb with it too. That's a little bit more work, more math, but it works. So I got this. I don't really like this thing. It's a field piece, but I'd rather have my real thermometer with wet bulb and all that. But well, I gotta fix it or order another one or something. Got a couple of pens. Always using pens. You know, gotta write with. Got my knife. That's always here on the strap. You know, I use it a lot. I was cutting some sheetrock yesterday with it because I had a leak next to a air handler, and we thought it was condensation, and it wasn't. So we had to open a little square in the wall and the ceiling. So it's always good to have a knife. I've got my wrench for these caps they put on that's got a key. Oh, I carry this with me. Of course, another marker. Electrical tape. I always gotta have that. Very important. Now in this little bag, I've got some little bit of wire. I'm always you know, sometimes I gotta replace some wiring or something. So you always need some wire with you. I always got a few gloves, especially now with COVID. Thought I had some more. Yeah, they're in here. So I've got them. When I walk into apartments, I got to wear my mask and gloves. I have one set. These are disposable. Of course, I'll throw them away as soon as I use them. Then I got this little case here. It's a little gum case, and I got a few tools that I use. You know, little screwdrivers, terminals, wire nuts, stuff like that. I can't carry a lot of this, but I got, you know, for some emergencies. GFCI tester. Got to use this. A lot of our work orders are bad electrical outlets and stuff like that, so you can test them without even taking them off. And if it's good, then you don't even bother taking it off. I love these little 2-in-1 1/4" and 5/16. I use these a lot. Most appliances and HVAC work, this is the tool that you're going to be using. And I've got this one, and then I got a shorter one for harder to reach spaces. I use these a lot. Man, this is a lot of stuff for this little bag. But I do use everything. Of course, I gotta have my temperature reader for my multimeter. Gotta figure out what the suction line and the liquid line temperatures are before I charge anything. So I gotta have that. These are not breath mints. These are cores. Sometimes I gotta change them because this is very common. Freon's leaking out of the cores. I've got a few of these. I don't have too many sizes, but these are common ones that I use. Of course, I got the adapter. Some blades for my knife. Extra blades. Batteries, of course, a lot of the problems are on thermostats. So I gotta have some of these, some AAAs, some 9 volts. Fuses. You go up in a unit, not turning on, not kicking on. First thing you check is the fuses, very first thing. And, you know, 30% of the time, maybe a fuse. Change it, real simple fix. Everybody's going and using mini splits. I've got the adapter for mini splits. What else do we got? alligator clips. Sometimes I gotta build a little something to check continuity or something like that. And that's pretty much it. Got a little fuse here for package units, especially. And that's pretty much it. This is all just little wire nuts, stuff like that. Anyways, well, this is it. This is my tool bag. What I carry, everyday carry. Of course, my knee pads and my gloves are part of it. But well, you guys have a great day.